host.
Yes, thank you very much, Fort Francis, and welcome to Northern Michigan, beautiful Northern Michigan in the USA. And we'd like people to know that that's where Sonic Bloom Studios are and where the Sonic Bloom Cafe originates. And it's not all that far from Chicago, where the place that you call home base. And is that particularly where you've been playing most of your gigs, the Chicago area? Because that's sort of I don't want to say training ground, but it's a place where a lot of people are free to really hone their craft musically. A lot of people will take risks as an audience member and come out and see bands and help you kind of grow and move along. Do you find that's true?
Yeah, we
Absolutely,
find the Chicago music scene is very supportive of bands like us. We do play in Chicago quite a bit, but this year we've been out and about on the road a lot as well. And we actually, I would say that we probably like to play away from home more than at home.
Why is that?
It's nice to play when you don't necessarily know everyone. As you were talking about earlier, it's nice to make new connections and new friends. Not that we don't certainly value all of the existing friends we
Our friends
have.
are terrible.
But it's we really like to actually. We like to play these songs in front of people who maybe have never heard them live before, or maybe don't know us at all. It helps to, I think it helps us grow a lot more as a band.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the mainstream music scene? I was just reading something the other day that there really is not a mainstream music scene as such anymore, or that the definition of it is changing. And this goes along with the same theory, I guess, of people willing to take risks. Do you find that the mainstream is getting larger and larger and can accommodate bands like you along with a heavy metal band 2 hours later? Or do you find that you just fit in all kinds of places now that people are willing to give you a shot?
Yeah, I think one thing that the rise of this thing called the internet that I guess is going to really take hold. I think one thing that's really done is, there are so many bands, and I think that it's easy to try to pigeonhole bands and say that this band is mainstream or this band is indie, but I don't really think that those really have definitions anymore.
Yeah, those lines are blurred.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's harder now if those of us that are listeners and appreciators of music, someone will be talking about a band and someone will say, well, what kind of music do they play? I almost never know how to answer that question,
right.
Because if you say it's folk or rock, it pigeonholes it so much.
Yeah, and for bands like I don't really like to, I don't think I'm very good at saying what genre of music we are, and I kind of like that. Not immediately being able to give an easy comparison.
In your bio, it says that your music has sometimes a Beatle-esque sound.
That's
Can you
a
talk
comparison.
about that
That's
a
pretty
little
lofty. I guess that's an easy one for a lot of bands to pick, because that's one of the few bands that I can think of that is, will certainly prove to be timeless, and I think that we've learned a lot really in terms of writing and recording songs from a lot of their records, mainly post 1966, I guess. Kind of the once Revolver, Rubber Soul, Sgt. Pepper's kind of took hold. We take a lot of cues from what they did.
So what do you think about making it in the business? How do you know that you've made it as a band, for your band?
I think that's
We're there.
Yeah. Things are great. I also think that making it is a tough definition.
Yeah.
I think that bands in our shoes, it's funny. I have friends that think that I'm like part of this band that are these big rock stars, and then I also have friends that think that I should really get a day job. And I think ultimately there's sort of a middle ground for a band like us, when we can play shows and across the country and stay on the road quite a bit. when we can get to that point and still be, I guess, living somewhat comfortably.
Yeah.
To us, I mean, that's making, you know, we're getting to do something, you know, every day when we're playing on the road that we love, and that's a pretty special thing for a band like us.
Can you play a Fort Francis song for us?
We
Sure
can.
can.
We
All
learned
right.
one before we came.
Let's do that.
This is called The Ghost of California.
Tell me what it takes to remember. Tell me what it takes to be good again. 7 years of running, trying to find the ocean, and now you're standing on the shore, singing, take me home, my friend. These are the ghosts of California, voices drowning in the sea. It's a good year for leaving. It's a good year for you and me. Build us a home made for heroes. Build us a boat to find the stars. We'll watch the hillsides burn, the saddest kind of sunset. Now the tide is crying, and all these songs have turned to scars. These are the ghosts of California, voices drowning in the sea. It's a good year for leaving. It's a good year for you and me. Tell me what it takes to remember. Won't you tell me? Tell me what it takes to find our way. 7 years of running, trying to find the ocean, and now I'm standing on the shore without a word to say. These are the ghosts of California, screaming songs that no one knows. It's a good year for leaving. It's a good year for letting go. It's a good year for leaving. It's a good year for letting go.
we
You have
put
a new
out.
album out.
Yep.
It was a while in the works, right?
Yeah, we put out our first record as Fort Francis in February. It's called The Atlas, and it took us quite a while actually to finish it all. It sort of was in the works for I guess about a year and a half. Yeah, we're really excited. We recorded it in Maine, and then we mixed it in Chicago. Jeff mixed it, and we're really proud of it.
And it's out there, available for people to buy now.
It is available for ear consumption.
Thank you, Fort Francis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
This is the good stuff now, you guys. Come on.
I was just getting going.
Me too.